shouldn't have that on me while I'm trying to do it. Which is surprising because I thought we had the shittiest line.
I mean, I watched them.
They're getting pre-skates right now, I think so.
Want to just go up on the booth and just have them throw it over that, or what?
If you want to do that, that's fine. If we can get it down here, how much time do we have left? Isn't there extra time after that?
No, they're going to start.
Let me see how long you guys can get. How long till you guys can be ready?
We're gonna do the open. We're gonna do our pre-skates live.
Okay, so you want us down here? Or you want us up in the booth?
You want these guys in the booth or down here?
Guys, you have to be behind yellow.
Booth, gotcha.
Everybody behind yellow.
Appreciate it, Steve.
Everything behind yellow.
We're just running out of time. All right. It's a minute 17.
Everything behind yellow, you guys.
He wanted to get him in on this. Otherwise, you know I'd love to.
Quite the twist.
Welcome to the 40th annual Connecticut Interscholastic Athletic Conference Field Hockey Tournament. Today's teams from the small, medium, and large class schools will be competing for the state's highest award in field hockey. It is a credit to both the players and coaches to have advanced to the final games being played here today. Congratulations and good luck to both teams and their coaches. The CIAC sponsors these games today, and they would like to remind all fans and spectators that banners and noisemakers are not allowed, and the highest level of sportsmanship is to be displayed at all times. We would also like to extend a special thanks to Mike Maltesi and the athletic director at Wethersfield High School and his staff for allowing us to use their wonderful facility today. Our Class M contest today is between the first-ranked Wilton High School and the 10th-ranked Guilford High School.
Welcome to Joseph F. Cottone Field here in Wethersfield, Connecticut, as we settle in for the Class M championship game between 10-seeded Guilford and Wilton, the top seed. Don Boyle, Francesco Granciano alongside as we settle in for this one. And, you know, Frankie, for Guilford coming in as the 10th seed, obviously looking to pull the upset versus a very good Wilton squad today.
It's been a very different road for both teams. Darien, absolute domination, 75 goals, only 4 allowed. So they win by an average of 4-0 each game. And for Guilford, they're the Cinderella coming in as the 10th seed. They've played well throughout this tournament, winning a couple of overtime games thus far.
When you talk about Guilford as they're being introduced down below for the start of this one, who do you want to focus on? Who's the player to look for the Indians?
Riley Smith, the forward, all-state, all-SCC. She's been a savior to their season. Let's talk about the semifinal. 2 goals in the semis, including the game-winning goal in the second overtime. She's always there for the penalty corners. She's very important to what they want to do as a philosophy, and if she could score a couple of times today, it would go a long way in getting them a Class M championship.
So Guilford taking on this top-seeded Wilton team as we take one more look at Riley Smith down below, and you can tell she carries the energy for the Indians. So for Wilton, as we talk about this top-seeded team, the bullseye on their back, they've beaten Darien right out of the FCIAC in a regular season matchup. They won a Class L championship. Just how good is Wilton?
You think Darien's good, you got to see Wilton. Awesome defense, awesome goalkeeper, and then you look at the other end in their forward, a very good player in Madison Hendry. She plays in the midfield, and it's very important for them to move the ball forward. That's what they like to do to score, but it's always great when Madison Hendry, who didn't get to play in the championship last year, has 6 goals from the midfield in this state tournament.
So the Warriors taking on the Guilford Indians. It should be a great one right here from Joseph F. Cottone Field on a glorious late autumn afternoon. Up next, the Class M Championship right here on CPTV Sports.
Number 12, Megan Ward. Number 3, Emily Aaron.
Win,
John Curra, yeah.
Yep, straight, Opa.
Number 2, Kylie Farrell.
Sarah Duggan.
And in goal, Lizette Roman Johnson.
Depre. Rams.
Yeah.
Schaefer. Warren.
Wilton is led by head coach Deirdre Hines. The officials for today's game are Jen Holland, Eddie Kavanaugh, and the alternate official is George Longier. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you would please rise and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
Okay, once again for our CIAC network viewers out there, nice to have you on board. Once again, we are producing for CPTV Sports, so if the screen goes black for a moment, Don't worry about it. Hopefully it's coming back your way with a live video shot on this glorious afternoon. So once again, the CPTV production will send us to black during commercial breaks and things like that. Do not be alarmed. We'll carry it all for you, Frankie, right?
Yes, we will. Thank you for tuning in today.
Like that. Am I too tight?
Ladies and gentlemen, the official line.
Welcome right back here to the Class M Field Hockey Championships presented by the CIAC, and you're watching it right here on CPTV Sports on a beautiful afternoon. A little chilly inside our press box location with the sun starting to dip to the west behind us a little bit, but I'll tell you, for the field hockey players down below, pristine temperatures, not much wind to worry about, and a beautiful field here at Wethersfield High School.
I had the privilege to go down there and do the post-game interview with the Darien team that just won the title. And I'll tell you what, Don, we were talking about the temperatures before. You go down on the field, it's much warmer down there than it is up in this booth. So they're fine out there. Can certainly understand why the Cheshire Gals went with no sleeves earlier on in the game. But looking at this matchup, it's going to be a battle between two teams that in their own right are great. Guilford's record might not say it, but they're coached by a coach in Kitty Palmer who's been around for 31 years.
Yeah, she certainly has that experience and has been very successful out at Guilford High School as we take a good look at the Indians. You know, one more comment on the turf field. One of the knocks on it during the summer months when it's 90 degrees out, that turf field can get temperatures up to about 105, 110 degrees. So it does help, with the heat on the field, as it will absorb that sunlight and reflect it back a little bit, so the players will have warm feet as we play here today while ours freeze inside the press box here. Joking, of course. So it'll be interesting to see how this one starts out. Wilton, you got to imagine, is a very aggressive team. If you take a look at their scores in the tournament in round one, they pounded Lyman Hall 8-0, 3-0 shutout win over Joe Barlow. Then they nip Avon in a battle between 1 and 4, 2-1 to make their way here to the championship game. For Guilford, interesting travels. They beat number 7 New Fairfield 3-2, knocked off Nonawag 2-1, and then a 2-1 win over third-seeded Farmington. They're playing great field hockey at the right time, by the way, that win over Farmington in 2 overtimes. So we're just about set to get it going.
The Warriors want to come out and show Guilford that they're not going to take them for granted, and that means being the aggressors right away.
Wilton with the first start. They travel from right to left here in the first half, clad in their white tops with the navy blue numerals here today. And Guilford, the Indians, well, they have their green familiar uniforms on today with the pleated field hockey dressing down below. So nice work with the design on both these uniforms for both these teams. Ball to the near side, just underway. A little bit of a feeling out process in the first moments of play. That's Natalie Bruno to put it in play.
And you talk to Coach Palmer, that's the girl that she puts it all on. She anchors the midfield, and a lot of the play that comes from Guilford is from the right side of that midfield. That's where they distribute, and that's where they set the attack.
Wilton trying to mount their attack on the far side of the field. And they'll get a restart now. DeAngelis will start play. Played it up ahead. It's chipped along by Annie Lynch. Wilton trying to attack immediately as they move it dangerously close towards goal. A shot redirected to the doorstep and left unattended. On the doorstep was Perdiso, as she had a chance right there.
You see Wilton moving up the pitch. That's as careful as you can get, moving it up there. Very deliberate, trying to make that quick pass as you saw Hendry distributing forward.
Nazareth tried to roll it ahead. Wilton trying to apply the pressure and keep it in that offensive half of the field. It's going to be stolen away, and on the attack is Napoli. Napoli couldn't do much with it. And back on the return come the Warriors of Wilton. Hendry trying to advance. Misplay on the backside of the stick, and it's turned back to Guilford. You can tell Bruno is has got a mind for this game.
She certainly does, and quite frankly, she needs it, especially against the competition that she does. She knows that as the senior, and as great as she is, second team All-State, that it falls on her to lead her squad.
In the first couple of minutes of play, still scoreless here between Guilford and Wilton. Wilton with the best opportunity thus far. Tedesco is on the doorstep trying to redirect in front of the goaltender, Nicole Snow, who gets a start for Guilford today. Lizette Roman-Johnson, the starting goalkeeper for Wilton. Off the right flank, it's Hendry. Moves it dangerously out top, but is quickly swept away by that Guilford defense. But they cannot clear their defensive half of the field as Wilton continues with their relentless pressure. They work it side of the goal, and that's going to skip over the stick of Megan Ward and out of play as a senior. Thought she had a chance there.
The thing working for Guilford today, in a worst-case scenario, if Wilton is on their doorstep attacking and shooting towards the goal at every moment of this game, they do have Nicole Snow. Nicole Snow took over for an injured player last year, trial by fire. She got right in the state tournament. That's where she earned the job.
Going to get a first corner, penalty corner. It goes to Wilton. So Wilton applying the early pressure. That's a good look at Megan Ward as she'll set the ball up. They'll stack three out top. There's a hit towards goal. That was dangerous up high, but Snow was right on it as Madison Hendry let it go. Boy, she whacked that tall, didn't she?
If nothing else, Hendry is going to put some fear into the opponents. That's certainly the aim there.
The intimidation factor, always important in the game of sports. Grace Ireland, if you do it in a sportsmanly-like way, of course. CIAC held their sportsmanship conference just the other day at the AquaTurf in Southington. It was an outstanding event. 18 schools winning Michael Cup awards, and the big winner was Glastonbury for their sportsmanship. So congratulations to the Tomahawk athletic program. It was a well-done event with some marvelous speakers.
And we had the opportunity to speak to some of the Ledyard representatives earlier on in the year. I believe only 18 schools get chosen for a Michael's Cup kind of award, and that's really an impressive accomplishment. And especially with the state tournaments here in the fall months coming right now, it's very important to lay down the groundwork for some good sportsmanship.
Absolutely. And 18 outstanding schools represented just the other day. Guilford trying to make their first real deep foray. This is Ireland trying to propel it ahead and just out of the reach of Caroline Napoli, the junior forward. We've played just about 5 minutes, still scoreless here in the first half between Guilford and Wilton. Wilton trying to defend. They're quick to that ball. To the near side is Muirhead trying to work defensively. It was stolen away. Trying to work it off the wing was Bruno. They move it out top. They got a chance as Guilford. The Indians trying to maintain possession as Grace Ireland just lost the handle to it there, and it's out of play, and it's turned back to the Wilton Warriors.
Goalkeeper Lizette Roman-Johnson hasn't been challenged yet. Only about 5 minutes or so ticking off in this game, but solid as a rock. 4 goals allowed, 0.22 goals against average. She's magnificent.
That's minuscule. Here's a break for the Warriors off the wing. They try to chop a centering pass that hit a foot, and we'll get another corner.
Wilton moving that ball up very quickly, just dumping it in to the offensive zone and then moving forward to at least try to create an opportunity. Now they have the penalty corner.
They'll put it out top. Another chance for Wilton. This time they'll pass it to the flank, and a centering pass played along by Joanne Nazareth just missed the mark. So Hendry and Nazareth trying to collaborate. That was an interesting set piece right there.
Funny you mentioned that. Talking to Coach Hines, the most 2 important players that are non-goalkeepers are Joe Nazareth and Madison Hendry, and creating that opportunity, getting those passes off and distributing it to the forwards, but they score a lot too as middies as well.
Montenegro with a long run down the sideline. It was poked off for his stick by Nazareth. Good defensive work, as she's been impressive here in the early going, has been the senior. The Warriors will play it to the far side, and that pass elusive and out of the reach of DeAngelis, and they turn it back to the Guilford Indians with 23:06 remaining here in the first half.
And watching Madison Hendry thus far, her passing is so smooth, silky smooth. She gets it off the turf and moves it very quickly, and that's kind of the deliberate pace that they move in.
Ball play to the near side, a battle for it. Nice steal by Natalie Bruno. Bruno to lead the attack, try to feed it through a maze of players, and the ball's going to skip over that back line. New Haven Register in attendance. My buddy Dan Nowak covering the action here today. You can read all about it, of course, in the Register. Waterbury Republican has been here, all kinds of folks.
We saw Greg Lederer from the Cheshire Herald helping us out earlier, Lori Riley from the Current.
They're all here in attendance. Great media coverage for the Field Hockey Championships right here from Wethersfield High School. Just a great location. Centered perfectly just about in the middle of the state for everybody to enjoy.
And, of course, our partners at WFSB in attendance, too, today, getting some post-game interviews alongside of us.
Absolutely. Joe Zone and that other guy will certainly have some comments tonight on the 11 o'clock news.
John Holt and Joe Zone, my mentors, great guys.
I love John. He is the best.
He's a taskmaster, I'll tell
really
you that
is.
much. That's how you get good in the business, folks.
Absolutely. John and I met a long time ago covering Hockey East hockey action.
And Joe himself, he's great as well. A very smart guy who's been all over the country.
That was Roman Johnston forced to kick it away, as that will result as a shot on goal for Guilford. That ball was just paddled along by a couple of players. It was kind of a weak effort from a long distance, but they did get it towards goal, and that's really what you want to do. Make that goalkeeper attempt to handle that ball.
Impressed with Guilford's play thus far because the scoreboard is still even. Tendency when you're down is to get too excited for games like these. When you're the lower seed, you get too excited sometimes and you give up a quick goal, give up a quick attack like they did, but they did not give up the goal. And 9 minutes gone by, still an even scoreboard, helps them out.
Nazareth trying to tame the elusive ball down below, moves it off the right wing side to Megan Ward. Ward will feed it through. Guilford alertly let it slide on through and over the back line, so their awareness right now is that they're very keen, might be the way to put it, is Guilford. Get a stoppage in play. 20:43 remaining here in the opening half and still scoreless. Yeah, really through the first 9 minutes or so, Guilford, you got a feeling that they're playing their game right now. A little bit of a bump by Mendola, forcing a restart.
They're not playing like they're playing the #1 team in the state, and that's a smart approach to take. And Wilton, in their own right's been very aggressive. You saw them set up for that direct shot there that they had earlier, and they had 3-on-1 there and got right up on the stick taker there and got a quick foul.
Carolyn DeAngelis with a restart on the far side for the Wilton Warriors. And they'll play it up to Muirhead, back to the right side. And that swarming Guilford defense trying to keep that ball on the edges right now. Warriors trying to work the flank and then whittle that ball into the middle of the field. Oh, it's to the near side. Warriors trying to jump on it. To the near side is Godin. Couldn't do much with it. Was stolen away by Montenegro, as she's had a couple of nice moves along the sideline here.
Slowly matriculating up this field right now are the Guilford Indians, and that's the approach they're taking. They are undaunted by the task ahead of them. That's what you want to see.
Emily Eriks with an illegal touch and a ball back to Guilford, and a restart here for Bruno down below.
Love this trap play that you see from Darien. It's very imposing.
And effective. That ball deflected too high off a Warrior stick. That's why the restart. Natalie Bruno to start. Inching that ball towards goal. They have forced Roman Johnston to make a save. We've had a couple of penalty corners belonging to Wilton here in this first half of play, but no damage done. Long feed through the middle. Going to be chased down. Far side and out of play. Zencura trying to get to that ball for Guilford, but it's awarded back to the Wilton Warriors. 18:36 remaining here in the first half. As our scoreboard clock now operating down below. So that's nice. Guys in the truck getting it all worked out. Wilton to attack. Off the wing, right side. That pass blocked away again as Ward tried to propel it through. In transitional work now the Guilford Indians, and here they come on their attack. Let's see what they can do. Montenegro. She can certainly fly out there. That time she was broken up. Good combination of passing, and Diedrich Yee will control along the side here for the Warriors. Feed up to Godin. Godin played it through, and it's going to be intercepted and turned back by the Indians. They struggle to clear their half. Good battle for it right there. Aggressive play by Mascarelli. Cross sticks. Ball belongs to the Warriors. Interesting rules in the game of field hockey. The more you watch it, the more you get to understand the rules.
You certainly do. It's all about whether or not the play is enforced in that scoring area. You have the penalty corners, which is certainly a nuance from other sports. It's all about the insertion and how you can defend it and also put personnel around to penetrate the box.
Going to get a corner right now as you speak. That was a good look at the infraction down in that circle you see, and an opportunity, and it'll be Megan Ward again to set the piece. Guilford will use 4 defenders plus a goalkeeper. That's Nicole Snow. She has not been tested yet as Snow, as Ward will select a player to pass it to. As they move it to Nazareth, we get a quick whistle and a restart here. Guilford too quick to get off that line.
Yeah, you saw the violation coming there because one of the defenders right up on the stick.
Again, they'll pass it to Nazareth. Nazareth is into the circle. The feet up ahead. Opportunity coming out. Shot. Score! Eriks for Wilton with a second effort, able to beat Snow, who came out aggressively, and Wilton has a 1-0 lead.
Eriks wasn't going to give up there. Snow with a magnificent stop, but Eriks on a wing and a prayer, just throwing it on net. It goes in 1-0.
Comes at 13:21 of the opening half to give Wilton the 1-0 lead. Here's the replay. You can take us through it, Frankie. Oh, no, we're not going to take you through the replay. Now we will.
And looking at that, you see that second effort, throwing it on net. Eriks not going to give up her second goal of the postseason.
Eriks taking that ball as a souvenir out of the goal. Did you see that? So, nice goal a moment ago. Emily Eriks scoring at 13:21, 1-0 Wilton with the lead.
You know, Wilton had some attacks early, but that goal seemingly came out of nowhere. And Guilford, I don't want to see them change their strategy because so far it's been the right way to play.
Ball swatted ahead. Here comes the official word. The assist will go to Madison Hendry, one of the outstanding middle players for Wilton. Well, that combination working it effectively. Nicole Snow was very aggressive coming out. Actually made the original stop on Eriks. It was a rebound try. It looked like that she played to the back of the net.
Eriks staying up on that ball and making sure that she had the play and then taking the shot forward. You know, it really helps when you have Madison Hendry making such great passes. She has 20 goals on the year and 15 assists, now 16 assists. So, very solid year for her.
Nazareth trying to make a run. The ball hit the foot of Jenna Mascarelli of Guilford. That's why the restart. Nazareth on the near side squeezes through 2 defenders. Tried to play it up and through, and that ball found the mark on the right side, and an opportunity here. Disco. They'll have to restart on the far side as she had her stick cross. Again, they try to work it immediately into that circle with Hendry being very aggressive. Off the right wing side, DeAngelis. DeAngelis was double teamed, and Guilford does a nice job defensively, and they control. They're trying to mount their transitional attack off that far left wing side right now. And again, getting back there, DeAngelis defensively as she's tripped up a bit, but she went out of play, and the ball right back to Guilford. You got to watch out for those sideline boundaries. Here's a steal. Montenegro played it up and through, battled for it. Riley Smith featured in our pregame comments, trying to settle things down. Could not get rolling forward that time.
Riley Smith the key cog in this Guilford machine, keeping them alive all year. They've been playing elimination games essentially since the end of October.
Up ahead, this is Guilford on the attack with Riley Smith. Smith with a great move, showing her speed. Smith trying to move through too many defenders that time. And they're going to get a chance here. They do create off the Smith rush. That was good work in their first penalty corner here.
Montenegro step for step with Smith to ensure that they would maintain possession, throwing her arms up in the air after they got the call. You can tell they're excited. They're still not paying attention to the fact that they're down 1-0. That's the correct approach.
Dupre. Smith. Actually, it was set up on a nice feed by Jankura for the shot. And that is wide.
Despite the separation in seeding, obviously Wilton talent on a whole nother level. I do expect to still see a very close game because you've seen Guilford time and time again. They haven't quit in this postseason.
Ball played out of play on the far side, down to about 13 minutes or so remaining here in the opening half. 1-0 Wilton. The goal by Emily Eriks. Where's number 3 for the Warriors? Coming up big here in the playoffs, as you've mentioned. She's done a nice job for the Wilton Warriors, a top seed in this Class M tournament.
In that game against Farmington last game, they faced 4 penalty corners in that first OT session. They could have easily went home, but they stayed the course, got some penalty corners of their own, and especially in those situations, that's where Smith is going to get the ball and shine.
Tenacious effort here by Montenegro. Trying to move it through the middle of the field, but that ball chipped away. Smartly done by Jill Diedrich Yee. They play it to the far side. Ball knocked down, athletic play by Riley Smith. Golfs the ball forward. Taken right back by the Warriors. Smith there to break it up. Guilford trying to mount the attack. We'll get a whistle.
Caroline Napoli coming in as a substitute. You hear that name, Dietrich E. That should sound very familiar. Wilton's Claire Dietrich E., the older sister of Jill, played last year and was very instrumental to their success.
Long ball, shot through, stopped defensively by Jankura. Guilford trying to work that far sideline as Jacobs will put it in play. Tried to feed that through a maze of players. Riley Smith, they're all over. Nazareth had her covered up. Cross sticks, restart here, Guilford. Boisterous crowd down below. Great to see. A lot of folks dressed warmly with the sun settling in behind the press box now. Long shot found its way through. Roman Johnson kicked it away.
You know, Don, with this play-on audience and the national streaming that we have, we certainly can't complain about the weather. There might be somebody in Alaska watching us today that might tune away. So these fans should not have anything to complain about. Hopefully they'll show up and support their team.
Wilton to control. Here they come on their counterattack. That ball rattles off a foot or two. Madison Hendry had an assist on the game's first goal. The only goal scored by the Wilton Warriors. Tedesco trying to make a run. Here's a quick restart that was defended by Bruno. Hendry starting that play quickly. Ball stolen away. Napoli to control along the near side with the fresh legs just inserted back into the lineup. Actually, it might have been Bruno on the carry. Number 8 it was.
For how many hours? Like 2.5 hours?
Boy, that ball was dangerously hit. Dupre nearly got that in the kisser.
And then Hendry moving quickly to try to get the ball forward. She's a heads-up player. Very smart field hockey acumen.
Nice capture of the pass by Dupre a moment ago. Guilford now trying to get back upfield. Natalie Bruno to restart play here. Let's see if she can work that ball through that trap you've been talking about. Drives it ahead. Riley Smith whacked at it. This Wilton team very quick with their sticks again. In particular, been impressed with Joanne Nazareth here in the early going, the senior for Wilton in the midfield. She has the duty of marking Riley Smith. If Riley Smith moves an inch, Nazareth goes with her. That has been the lockdown here in the first half.
Just look at the way that they defend those restarts every single time with those 3 players forward. No chance for Guilford to move the ball away from it.
Ball rattling off sticks now. Bruno trying to settle things down with a nice shift. She got tied up. Obstruction call on the lock sticks. Badisco, she's been very effective today. That ball goes off the foot, looked like, of Lynch, but play continues on. Smith trying to work the sideline here. Will propel it forward. We're looking for Napoli, and the ball will roll out of play. 8:29 and ticking on down here in the first half. It continues to be Wilton on top, 1-0 over Guilford.
I remember when I was an intern, I used to get dropped off
Ball
all
to midfield. Flicked ahead, Mascarelli. That's holding the stick. Nazareth held the stick. That's interesting. They award the ball to Wilton. Looked like Riley Smith was the one having some problems with that stick being held, and I think she's going to question that call right there.
Just getting tangled up and perhaps thinking that Smith with the slash, but I'm not sure. Didn't look like anything from my vantage point.
Bruno to Ireland. Taken away by Eriks, the goal scorer. Tried to leave it there. And the ball back to Guilford. Not much space to maneuver. These two teams playing it very tight defensively here in the first half.
And that's what you like to see. You want to see a very tight game. And the officials, too, on some of these calls, they're being very smart and not allowing too much space for an opportunity and letting play settle a bit.
I would imagine you're going to see Guilford make some adjustments at the half on their restarts here because they're really having some problems with this Wilton trap, as you like to call it here, as Godin comes up to restart play. Riley Smith got back aggressively, and another quick whistle on the obstruction.
That Warrior stronghold, so to speak, they get right on top of it and hounding whoever the ball carrier is.
Nazareth tried to propel it through. That was blocked away. Guilford controlling to the near side here. Ball played up ahead by Bruno. Deflects off a Warrior and out. Bruno with another restart here. Keeps looking upfield, trying to put it through those 3 sticks, and it was blocked away again. Disco does a nice job in particular. Now on the attack is Napoli. Napoli just couldn't catch up to that elusive rolling ball, and it's cleared away by Muirhead of the sideline.
But Napoli didn't give up on it, stayed the course, went after it, and as soon as the defender came up with the ball, had no choice but to throw it away.
Bruno to start play. Tried to move it along to Mascarelli. Be another restart.
And it seems like besides that quick goal, that's the only issue that Guilford will need to work on in the second half. And just not able to create anything off these restarts.
They try to propel that one through. And it's quickly swept away by that very, very tough Wilton defense. Staunch defensive effort. Diedrich Yee, accurate feet up ahead. This is Ward trying to run ahead. Run off the ball by Jankura. Down to 5.5 minutes remaining here in the opening half. Wilton continues to lead at 1-0. This is Nazareth on the travel downfield. Jankura there to lock her down. Nice move by Jankura. Look at Nazareth staying right with a little sweep check to try to steal that ball away. Lynch had a touch on it, but the illegal play awards it back to the Guilford Indians out of the SCC.
Nazareth is aggressive as always, but Guilford, their defense has had more of a quiet effort in the fact that they're completely shutting down any opportunities that Wilton gets, and they do it quickly so that, you know, you don't really notice it.
I think physically, looking down on the field from this vantage point, Wilton might be a bigger team physically.
Oh, they definitely are, and you could see them impose their will, especially on those restarts. But the quickness factor, certainly have to give that to Guilford.
Guilford battling hard. Wilton trying to contain Montenegro to the sideline. And they cannot, and then they can. So they recover nicely because just a moment it looked like they had a break off that side here.
But how many times has that happened where Montenegro's been shut down and she turns around and gets right back at it, not getting frustrated?
Eric's trying to work off the left flank here, trying to get it into that circle, and it's cleanly stolen away by Mascarelli. And upfield they come. Montenegro tried to force it through the middle, and that was broken up. Napoli trying to stay right with it. On the return comes Diedrich Yee. Plays it to the near side. Tedesco trying to work it along the sideline. She ran into a double team trap, and now it's taken by Godin. Feet up ahead. You can hear the ball knocking off the sticks down below. Battle forward into the middle as Mendola tried to chase it down. Opportunity, quick start here by Nazareth. Nazareth is bodied off the ball there by Grace Ireland. Play continues into the circle. Guilford will get it cleanly and play it to the sideline and out of play on the far side.
Grace Ireland saying stay away from the goal area and forcing the play away from the ball with that shoulder move.
Ball dangerously, top of the circle. Now it's played back. Nazareth shot to a screen, and it's kicked out by Nicole Snow. Another shot. And we'll get a whistle. Hit a foot going through. Oh, what a stop by Nicole Snow just a moment ago.
Snow getting the foot to it. Not surprised at that effort. She's been outstanding all year, over 160 saves, 8 shutouts, and a 1.2 goals against average. A phenomenal player for somebody, as we mentioned last year, thrown right into the fire, coming back in to replace an injured goalkeeper.
If I look good in a skirt, I'd want to be a goalkeeper. I like the equipment they wear down there. I kind of like that, the pads and the mask and the blocker and the glove.
But now I'm thinking about you in a skirt rather than goalkeeping, which I'm sure either way would be phenomenal.
Down to 2:22 remaining in the opening half. Good field view look of what's going on here in Wethersfield. Interesting first half of play. Wilton continues to lead. The lone goal scored by Emily Arks at 13:21 of the first half. The assist going to Madison Hendry. Wilton, if you're tuning in the white uniforms. Guilford in the contrasting green. Long run off the right by Megan Ward. Ward has some room to maneuver, trying to work that back line. Forces it to the front of the goal, and we're going to get a whistle. And an opportunity. Another penalty corner. This is the fourth of the first half here, unofficially for Wilton.
Best term to describe the offense for Wilton, harmony. They get together and their souls really are on the same page in terms of passing, and that's where you saw Ward receiving that pass from Hendry.
Here's a shot. Redirected. Oh, it's kicked out there by Snow. She got a glove on it. Still a scramble out front. The first whack by Jill Diedrich Lee off the feed. And that caused havoc, and Nicole Snow had to drop down and reach out with the arm to make a spectacular stop.
She's in the zone, making the stops to keep her team alive, and look at Hendry standing right on top of her. That's what you got to do if you want to try to poke it loose and get something going in front of the goalkeeper.
Here's a chance. Nazareth drives one to the doorstep and a score! It was redirected on the doorstep. We're going to have to try to figure out who scored that one, or are they going to disallow it here? I believe the officials are going to talk about it. That ball did bounce a little bit, and was a stick too high?
It looked like it from my angle, but I got to tell you what, to be honest, Don, there was a lot happening in front of the net. You saw the defender try to make the save, and if it stands as a goal, that's got to be the unluckiest bounce for Guilford.
We're going to take a replay look at that one.
And it's official.
You had Ward and Eriks on the doorstep. One of those two perhaps deflected it home. We'll await the official word here. It comes on the final minute of play. Comes at 29:06 to give Wilton a 2-0 lead as we await the official word from down below. That was a scramble on the doormouth. Eriks was there. Ward was there. Did they touch it?
By number 15, Joanne Nazareth.
No, they're going to say the Nazareth shot went in directly, and that may have hit a body of a Guilford Indian.
As I had seen, it looked like the defender was trying to make the play. It wouldn't be an own goal because it was a saving effort, but it's definitely off that shot, and a tough bounce for Guilford to take.
So Nazareth was left open off that right there, had a great opportunity, the accurate shot, and, you know, she hit it heavy, and it just able to trickle past Nicole Snow. as we're just about done here in the first half. That is a back-breaking goal coming in the final minute of play here in the first half by Nazareth to give the Wilton Warriors the 2-goal lead as we go to halftime. Well, this one, as advertised, a good one here in Class M.
Unfortunately for Guilford, it just doesn't seem like a 2-goal game, but it certainly is. That's the reality that they have to face in front of them. And for Wilton, when you get that many chances, it doesn't matter what the scoreboard, it doesn't matter what it feels like. The scoreboard dictates the action on the field.
All right, we're going to step aside. We'll be back with the second half. We'll bring our internet viewers from the CIAC network a picture, but we're going to break on CPTV Sports as we provide coverage of the Class M Field Hockey Championships, and through a half, Wilton on top of Guilford 2-0. Back with more.
That's what I'm saying. It's so much nicer out there. Yeah.
When the wind comes in, it's cold. Thanks.
Darienne's 19-1. If you count FCIAC, they would be 21-0. Because they didn't play a championship game in the FCIAC, they split it, yeah. Apparently I didn't get the right title card or something. On my graphics, I didn't get the right ones. I guess Joe's watching live. Huh?
Really, I don't think.
I gotta check. Maybe he's talking about something different, but that's what it seems like he's saying.
Welcome right back here to Joseph F. Cottone Field on the campus of Wethersfield High School on a gorgeous autumn afternoon. The Class M championship game between the Guilford Indians, the 10th seed, and the top seed Wilton Warriors. And as you might expect, top seed on top by the score of 2-0 as Guilford trying to pull off the upset here as the 10th seed in this Class M tournament. And as you take a look down below, they look like they're ready for it here as they travel from right to left in the second half. As Sarah Duggan, one of the senior defenders for the Guilford Indians, getting ready here. Defense could be the key to Guilford's success, and then some transitional work upfield. They'll have the first touch to start the second half. As we are underway, two different goal scorers. Emily Eriks and Joanne Nazareth for Wilton in the first half. The goal by Nazareth coming in the final minute of play of that first half, a backbreaker, giving the Wilton Warriors the 2-goal advantage over the Guilford Indians.
Time for Guilford to keep going with the same play. I just think they have to tidy it up on the passing in the offensive zone, but I think that it was very close in the second half despite some tough in the first half despite some tough bounces.
They'll try to get Riley Smith going. Right there she was contested by Jill Diedrich Yee. We'll get a quick restart, and Guilford aggressive to it with Bruno trying to travel through the middle. She was broken up. Ball rattles off feet, and it's back to the Wilton Warriors. Madison Hendry plays it to the near side to Megan Ward. Ward, nice maneuver through the defensive effort of Jankura. Ward continues on. She'll golf it towards goal. It was blocked away and cleared by Guilford.
When Ward made that move through the legs, she bought herself some time, just couldn't have anybody on the other end.
Now it's Riley Smith on the counterattack, controlling for Guilford, trying to work that ball down the field, but again she was contested by Diedrich Yee, slowed down enough, and then the cleanup defensive work by Muirhead. Up ahead, Eriks scored the game's first, had her pocket picked. Good defensive work by Moscarelli, who's had some fine moments out there for Guilford. Ward off the wing. And the ball turned back to Guilford. Just underway here in the second half. They scored nearly midway through in the first half, and late in the first half did the Wilton Warriors for the 2-goal lead. They're on the attack again. Nazareth with a drive through a screen, and that was deflected. They had 5 corners for Wilton in the first half to just 1 for Guilford. I don't know how accurate that is.
Guilford did a pretty good job of defending him as well in that first half.
Megan Ward, she's an accurate passer. Right onto the stick of Nazareth. Tees it up and drives one. That is redirected. She put that perhaps offline, trying to put it on the stick of Emily Eriks, who nearly had the deflection.
The goals in that first half came off of counters, really, on those quick turn on a dime kind of possessions, and that's how you beat Nicole Snow. You have to catch her off guard.
Madison Hendry tried to make a clever move through a couple of defenders, lost the ball. Jankura tried to play it to the sideline and played it out of bounds, and Wilton Warriors maintain possession here. Early in the second half, Class M championship game. They'll have a terrific award ceremony at the conclusion of the game. Both for the runners-up, they get a medallion. And, of course, a championship medallion for the winning team, and a nice plaque to display in their school.
It's pretty cool. They do a good job, the CIAC, of making everybody feel like a winner.
Megan Ward off the right. We've seen nothing but great sportsmanship displayed down on the field by the teams playing today, and that's also a key. Ball played up ahead. Muirhead comes up to pressure. Trying to work it is Dupre along the sideline. Dupre, tenacious effort, staying with it. And she'll win that ball. That little battle for Guilford and a chance to clear it upfield by Jacobs. Misfired on her attempt. Cross sticks to the sideline. That was Annie Lynch that had her stick tied up. Hendry with a start on a self-start down the sideline here. Ball it up along the sideline, draws a double team. And we'll get another restart.
A little too quick on the move there, and that's what cost them possession. But you know, Wilton, you know they're never going to give up. I got my FCIAC schools all twisted up now. That's how good they are at field hockey, and another FCIAC SEC showdown right in front of us.
Absolutely. FCIAC won the Class L battle in convincing fashion. Darien, the Class L champions, 4-0 over Cheshire. They came out quickly and played strongly throughout. Just a dominating performance by the Blue Wave. Down to 24 minutes or so remaining. Our clock will lag behind just a little bit, but it's really for a reference point. The clock that we are using here today as part of our scoreboard system. So if there is a difference in time from what we speak of and what you see on the screen, that's what it's all about. The one thing we know, time is ticking down on Guilford as every second goes by and as every moment the Wilton Warriors maintain possession in that offensive half. It's going to be more difficult for the Guilford Indians to overcome this two-goal deficit.
It shows you, no matter what Snow did in the first half and how great she played, it was the second effort on both goals that rang true for Wilton. And that second goal could be the backbreaker. Guilford just needs to get one on the scoreboard first and talk about a second one afterwards.
Ball play to the sideline. Kind of interesting when you talk about this game of field hockey. You don't have too much youth field hockey going on in all communities here in the state of Connecticut, but some schools will institute it at the 7th, 8th grade level, and girls will begin to participate, and some schools pick it up as freshmen in high school. So it's kind of interesting to see that, and obviously the powers, for the most part, are the teams and the schools that have that luxury of somewhat of a youth program through their junior high school programs.
As soon as this tack is over, I will revisit that. I think that the model is Cheshire. From what I see, you look at what Eileen Dunham wants. She wants athletes, and we talked about this in the last game. Look at Emma Farrell, a lacrosse player. She transitioned over to the field hockey game very well because she was very athletic and she could move all over the place. And then Michelle Federico took a conscious effort to take this game seriously in the last couple of years. Now she's on the national level, so you just have to make sure you find the right mix.
Dangerous shot by Madison Hendry. Tried to sneak that through a maze of sticks and wide.
And those two girls, of course, all state field hockey players.
Absolutely. Great case in point. Of course, coming from sports where they use a stick. And lacrosse and hockey certainly helps. That hand-eye coordination. The funky thing about field hockey, you can only use one side of the stick. Can't you use both sides of the stick?
And you got to watch with your flicks. You got to make sure that you don't get the ball in the air or the stick in the air, which is right in my opinion, because you want this to be as safe as possible. And we get to see that at this level. Although, I don't want to say that too loud because Wilton knows from experience Madison Hendry didn't play in the championship last year because she was nearly impaled. That's how serious it was. That's what Deidre Hines told me. Nearly impaled with a stick, 60 stitches. She was out of action for a few months, couldn't play hockey afterwards. Serious laceration that she suffered last year. And now look at her. They still won the championship last year, and they certainly have a great chance to do so today.
Ball played up ahead off the far side. Intercepted by Eriks. Couldn't do much with it. And it's back to the Guilford Indians. There's that trap again you spoke of in the first half. It's worked to perfection for the Wilton Warriors. Very aggressive off that play. And they've really created a change in possession, utilizing that strategy throughout this game, and Guilford has not had an answer.
Guilford's best hope is that they're too aggressive and they create a quick foul getting up and a little too aggressive. That's their best strategy because they've exhausted every opportunity. You've seen them move right and left, up and back, and it really hasn't worked either way. It's just a few times in that trap we've seen a breakdown where Wilton has gotten too aggressive, and that's all they can hope for. DeAngelis to start play. Carolyn DeAngelis. They'll play it back to the near side off the stick of Diedrich Yee. Advanced by Godin. Played along to Tedesco. Tedesco try to run right through Jacobs. Quick restart. And the Warriors will play it back. Nicole Snow is the goalkeeper for Guilford today. Lizette Roman-Johnson, we have not mentioned her name all that often. A couple of long shots that she kicked out easily back in the first half. Here in the second half, Guilford has not been able to test the junior goaltender from the Warriors. Wouldn't that be something if Wilton able to finish the season 20-0 if they win today and they only gave up 4 goals? That'd be something.
Yeah, you talk about their ability to score goals. How about their ability to defend the opposition? Is outstanding.
Officially, the winning streak will stay above 25 for Wilton, but they did lose the FCIAC championship in a sense that they lost in the semifinals and weren't able to get that split that Greenwich and Darien worked out. That's the only blemish. And the good thing about that not necessarily counting in a way is that gets you ready for the playoffs. Sure, it stings that you didn't get to win your conference, but that certainly will get you amped up.
Another corner upcoming. Of course, the CIAC does not recognize when you talk about seeding the tournament schedules, wins and losses. A couple of reasons why. There's a shot, and coming out is Snow, boy, aggressively.
Best reason why, Don, logistics. You want to get that bracket out as soon as possible.
Guilford to control it. Yeah, some leagues do not have conference tournaments. Some do, and they have to start the seeding process right around the time that a lot of these tournaments take place. So,
and with Storm Week that we had at the end of October, certainly threw a wrench into all the plans. Some teams having conference tournaments for the first time this year, having to have them canceled as well. So they'll hold off that debut for next year.
Yeah, the SEC had to cancel their volleyball tournament, I believe.
CCC tried to do volleyball for the first time, I believe, and that was canceled as well.
Ball on the far side. Guilford, good pass up ahead, trying to work it through the middle on a weave. Napoli was broken up on the play. Trying to help out is Jacobs now. She was knocked down, and the physical play by Madison Henry to control. Henry with a good carry. Nice feed up ahead off the right. Tedesco takes a look, tried to cross it off that right flank and lost it over the back line. It's turned back to Guilford.
You know, Hendry's not the most fleet of foot, but the reason why I bring that up is because she can compensate better than anybody out there on the floor. A great passer, and she stays calm despite being marked by people that are running by her, and she still keeps on with the ball.
Napoli content to feed it through midfield. Diedrich Yee will play it to the near side. She'll get a restart here and play that up into the body of the Guilford Indian, Marnie Jacobs. Jacobs to start play, and that hit the foot of Maggie Mendola. And we'll get a restart here. We may get a card here. A green card, right? That must be a yellow card. Green card on the backside. It is a green.
Is the warning. The yellow card, more serious, where you take them out. And then the red card, of course.
I didn't know if they had different colors on the sides of those cards. Each side with a different color. There's a travel up.
Maybe you saw that and I didn't.
Yeah. Ball to the middle. Guilford with an opportunity to attack, but it didn't last too long as they tried to feed it through the Caroline Napoli. Now we're going to see another card. We'll get to see the color of this one right here. Another green card, and that one's going to go against Riley Smith. That's more of the warning right there.
That's where you see Guilford now noticing the sense of urgency, and they're moving, and the play's getting aggressive.
Well, Guilford's starting to feel a bit of urgency as we're midway through or thereabouts here in the second half with 16:47 remaining. On the run, Madison Hendry. Boy, she is just so athletic and able to carry that ball effectively.
Yeah, as a clarification, the green card is the warning. The yellow card is a temporary substitution, a temporary expulsion from the game. And then red, you're gone.
Nazareth, who has scored, plays it up and through. Looking for it was Emily Aricks, the other goal scorer for the Wilton Warriors. Wilton continues to apply pressure. Everybody forward over that half field mark. Really difficult for Guilford to put together a combination of passes here today. Nazareth with a quick shot, poked away. Ball still free, could be dangerous. And Aricks, guilty of the infraction perhaps, as she kind of fell upon a Guilford player.
Despite having to move back on the counter, Guilford didn't let up there and played some good solid defense, and now they can move forward. Just about over 15 minutes left.
Dominating performance, you'd have to say, by Wilton. Scoring chances, just about all of them belong to the Warriors. They have cashed in twice. Guilford has had just a couple of shots towards goal, one corner. And here they go down the field off the far side now. Bruno trying to propel it through. It will score it all the way through. Coming out, kicked along by Roman Johnston. Got it out left side to Diedrich Yee. Yee trying to maneuver away from Dupre to the sideline, and the ball lost out of bounds.
Roman Johnston winning the title for her team as the goalie, as a sophomore, stepping in when she was needed the most, and now that's helped her grow into her junior year. Coach Hines very excited to have her as her goalkeeper, and who wouldn't be?
Battle along that far side. Players scraping after that ball along the turf field here in Wethersfield. Yee slithering through the slightest of holes and trying to play it upfield, intercepted by Jacobs. Wilton again working the far side. Guilford changing their strategy a little bit. It appears as though they're trying to be a lot more aggressive. Emily Aricks trying to take advantage of that, exploit that aggressiveness off that far left wing side. But Okiboy able to do a nice job defending. Alyssa Okiboy might be my favorite name in the entire tournament.
That's an Italian last name.
You would know, Francesco. Oh, look at that move. Out top. Nazareth so dangerous. Finds the shooting lane. The shot redirected to the front of the goal. And it's going to be blocked. Nazareth was knocked down in the play.
That's the change in between the half for Guilford. Earlier on those chances, they had to have Snow make 2 or 3 saves to stop that. But now she has personnel beside her to have that help side defense.
Guilford still struggling to put together a consistent attack against this Warrior team as they continue to just play so aggressively on the offensive side of things. Grace Ireland starting to play for Guilford. Rattled that off the ankle of Arick. Montenegro tried to advance forward, could not. Guilford trying to keep that ball alive to the near side.
Right on the line, Don.
Jankura did a nice job, Jankura, to keep it in play. Now Guilford will get the call going their way and a chance to move that ball through midfield again. That's been a task within itself. They move it up to Riley Smith. Smith through the middle of the field, drawing a lot of attention. The ball left there was overrun by Dupre. Kept in along that back line by Jankura. Jankura played it upfield, but it was intercepted again, and here comes Megan Ward. Impact player down the right wing side. Ward trying to cut inside the defense right there of Mascarelli. Mascarelli did a good job to find some defensive positioning.
And you better believe that's not the first time we've seen that today. Ward, an outstanding ball handler, using that stick to go through the legs.
Ward off the right. Nazareth. Nazareth trying to make a move. And looked like she took a little elbow right there from Grace Ireland as she was going after that ball.
Ireland doesn't give up an inch at all in that scoring area. She's an enforcer.
They leave it there for Hendry. There's an infraction. It's going to lead to a corner here. I didn't see it. It might have been away from the ball in that circle. Looked like the ball was outside the circle when it was called. Well, opportunity. Nazareth will set it up. Hendry and Nazareth playing catch. Back comes. Hendry tried to drive it through, and it was blocked.
Look at Hendry with that fake maneuver. Thought that they were going to take the shot on goal, and all of a sudden she just dumped it to her right. That's what gave them the chance there, and I thought that was a pretty unique play.
Megan Ward to set up the corner now on the far side. Wilton continues to apply pressure, leading 2-0, looking for more. They'll play it back. Diedrich Yee will let it slide on through. Comes back up, and Yee shot. Save is made on the doorstep, but then kicked away by Nicole Snow. So she had to be alert twice.
Really has been the difference, though. Now she has help alongside her, something we didn't see in the first half. Really needed because Wilton is attacking.
Good look at the crowd down below, enjoying all the action here today. Coaches coaching, fans watching, players playing outstandingly. There's a shot by Nazareth, and again Snow sprawling. Makes another stop on a Diedrich Yee rebound try. Nazareth a shot that goes up over the frame and out of play on a deflection. What an attack here put together by the Wilton Warriors, and that young lady Nazareth has been spectacular.
It keeps going. They'll have the insertion now and just not giving up here. They know they need that third goal.
Down under 10 minutes left. Wilton Warriors feeling state championship just around the corner here in the Class M. That shot, score! It found its way through. It looked harmless. Annie Lynch with the goal. It is 3-0 Wilton.
What a shot! Perfect angle to shoot it at. It kept traveling and traveling to that right. And as you saw, every bounce it took, it just trickled into the net. Tough to defend. Great shot.
Nicole Snow might have been screened on that shot by Annie Lynch, as we'll take a look at it.
Perfect angle. Nothing else to say about it. It just creeped into the back of the net, and nothing the Snow can do about it, as you see her teammates console her.
Wow. All right, back to the live action. Now it is 3-0 Wilton with the lead. Guilford now just trying to break that shutout. Wilton Warriors so aggressive. Madison Hendry plays it off the right side. Megan Ward trying to make a move. So Annie Lynch with the goal to make it 3-0. The official word. Didn't write down the time. I do apologize on that. Well, I did at 20:37. 20:37 of the second half.
Don't sell yourself short, Don.
That's right. Ball through the middle of the field. Battle for it there. Madison Hendry trying to control off the right. Hendry will play it along. Wilton continues to attack. This is Ward. Ward with some space to maneuver. Takes a look. Centers it. Battle for it. Lynch trying to put a stick to it. Ward centers it again. Still on the doorstep, and finally the whistle for the foot touch.
Ward has been a terror from that right side of the field as you see her move forward, but they snuffed it out from underneath her.
Wilton Warriors content to play it through midfield. Guilford trying to get the attack going. That was Grace Ireland bumped into a body. She had possession. The infraction will go against the Wilton Warriors.
And now a chance forward for Wilton to try to, for the Guilford to try to stay away from the calamity that ensued behind them. And now they have a chance really to get forward.
Megan Ward has been fun to watch here today. Makes another great move coming off the right side. They have some numbers if they hurry up here. Ward continues to travel in. The shot towards goal is going to be kicked out by Nicole Snow.
Ward waiting as long as possible for those players to collapse on net. Snow up to the task.
Muirhead now trying to travel forward. And we'll get the infraction call against the Guilford Indians again. They've been playing catch-up the entire game. Here's a shot. Oh, nice stop by Snow. She got a foot on that one off the try by Madison Hendry. That was an alert save by Snow. Looked like she got a piece of that. Did you see it that way, Frank?
It certainly did, and she's been all over the ball. That's the one saving grace for Guilford thus far today.
Megan Ward will set the play on the far side. Good look at Riley Smith. Contemplating what do I need to do to get some offense going for our Guilford Indians here. They play it back in the middle of Hendry. Hendry over to Nazareth. Nazareth tees it up and drives one. And it was knocked down on the doorstep. It actually hit Emily Eriks, the first goal scorer today, as she was on the doorstep trying to set the screen.
Ball was in front of her. Initial reaction is what usually prevails, and she thought that she had to get on it, but I think that if she wasn't in front of that ball, it could have gone in the back of the goal box.
Off the right side now. Tedesco trying to make a move. She was broken up, tried to stay with it. And we'll get the whistle and another corner upcoming. Yep, they're going to get the corner on the far side. They'll set it up. Boy, there's been like a stone wall built at midfield here over the last couple of minutes with the Wilton Warriors attacking time and time again.
How many penalty corners have we seen? Definitely over 10 in the ball game now.
Got them up to 12 unofficially. 7 here in the second half.
Our excellent stat man, Don Boyle.
Hendry with a drive. That was golfed high, too high, and the ball now belongs to the Guilford Indians, and a chance to alleviate some of that pressure that we're watching down below.
Time to make moves. Down by 3 goals, just about 5 minutes left. Just need an opportunity on net.
Caroline Taverna stepping into the lineup for Madison Hendry. You saw Hendry come off the field just a moment ago. Guilford now with a chance with Hendry out, catching a breather on the far side to perhaps mount the attack.
We played about 55 minutes so far of game time, and she spent much of that with possession.
Time ticking down on Guilford for the Wilton Warriors. We're thinking celebration right about now. Riley Smith controlling. Smith for Guilford. Trying to play it upfield. Intercepted off the far side by Megan Cunningham. Seeing some time. The ball trying to find its way through. Again, Diedrich Yee there to break it up. Boy, she's good.
She certainly is. It's a good family pedigree. We know that Claire Dietrich Yee, a good champion last year, and now Jill Dietrich Yee spreading that wealth and moving forward for the family. A junior, another year after this, and try to make it 3 in a row if they could finish up this one.
Down under 4 minutes remaining. Guilford trying to put together at least a combination of passes. There's one. And there's the run up ahead by Dupre. Slowed down by Diedrich Yee's forward progress as she came up to defend aggressively. Bruno plays it through. Guilford looking for one, and they're going to get a corner out of this. As trying to maneuver through the middle was Riley Smith and had her stick locked down in the circle, and a chance here for Guilford.
Energizing the crowd. Got to get a quick shot here and try to beat Roman Johnston. That's the key because Roman Johnson hasn't had any work today.
It'll be Dupre to put it in play. Put it out top. They set it up. Riley Smith the drive. Block. Smith stays with it. On the doorstep, they get another corner out of it.
And Smith certainly the go-to when you have your top scorer. You always look to get her on penalty corners. She had 3 targets in the semifinal and eventually scored, and they'll do the same here.
Good look at Ashley Wynn a moment ago for Guilford. Here's the start. They play it back. Smith trying to tee it up. Maneuvers inside. Smith with a shooting lane. The shot towards goal blocked, trying to stay with it. And she does. Propels it towards goal, paddled away. And they're going to award it back to the Wilton Warriors. They withstand the flurry. And Riley Smith with a couple of chances.
Smith moving in almost impenetrable waters there. And behind the goalkeeper, the Darien D stood on that goal line and backed it up. Excuse me, Wilton.
Down to just about 2 minutes left here. 3-0, the Wilton Warriors on top. That was the best flurry of the afternoon for the Guilford Indians. Came off a corner. So important to create those corner opportunities, and they've been held to a minimum. They had a couple there, so they might be up to 4 when you talk about Guilford, to 12 today for the Wilton Warriors.
Closer you get to the net for Wilton, the longer that the clock will roll on by.
Guilford trying the long ball strategy, but too many defenders back there for Wilton. Reaching, catching the pass by Diedrich Yee to the sideline. Smith trying to steal it away.
Still get a chance to put pressure on, though, and keep the ball on your side.
Down under 90 seconds remaining. And we're going to see a card here. Looked like that card got a little smaller, didn't it?
Yeah,
looked like the other card was bigger.
That's the green, because I couldn't tell what it was, and you could tell by the circular, small size of it that it definitely is the green card, but you couldn't tell.
Diedrich Yee feeds through the middle. Lynch, who has scored, will play it deeper into the Guilford half. With just above a minute remaining. Good look at Disco down below, having a nice game today. Valentina. Ball controlled. Godin try to force it through. Good defensive effort will break up that attack. Might be a good word to use if you want to describe this Wilton Warrior offense today, an attacking offensive style. Riley Smith trying to maneuver through. Ran into Muirhead. Boy, she's an unsung hero, isn't she, along that back line? Ball through. Roman Johnson had to kick it out. She's earned this today. If she picks up the shot out with 28 seconds left, she's stopped everything in her direction today.
Because of that offensive effort, that ball is barely gone on the other side of Wilton's yellow line.
Time is winding down. Nearing 10 seconds remaining as the countdown will begin. As you can hear it perhaps from the fans from Wilton. They're going to win your Class M championship in the game of field hockey with a 3-0 shutout victory over Guilford. They scored twice in the first half, once in the second half in the shutout to Lizette Roman Johnston. As that's a happy group of Warriors down below there, Frankie.
Back-to-back championships for this Wilton team, showing that the FCIAC now can claim that they're the better conference in the state than anybody else with the 2 championships in L&M. And on the other side, Guilford, they never quit. Coming as a 10 seed, they definitely weren't supposed to be here, and they certainly gave it their all today. Congratulations to the runners-up.
So there you go, the happy group from Wilton. As we recap the scoring for you, they scored at 13:21 of the opening quarter. As first half, I should say. Emily Eric scoring the goal with the assist going to Madison Hendry. That came at 13:21 for a 1-0 lead. The real backbreaker scored off that scramble. Joanne Nazareth propelled a shot through. A couple players on the doorstep. It was deflected in at 29:06. Came in the final minute of that first half, and they awarded the goal to the shot maker, Joanne Nazareth, and then you had that surprise goal by Annie Lynch at 20:37 of the second half with a 3-0 count. We got a post-game show coming your way. We're going to take a quick break from James Cottone Field here on the campus of Wethersfield High School. Your Class M champion. You see it there, Wilton, 3-0 over Guilford. Back with the post-game and the award ceremonies after this.
pressure before when I got down there too quick. So I'll wait in the truck. I don't want to get two guards on me. When are you going back down?
Down there.
I'm not going to come back down.
Oh, okay. I'll be down as soon as we're done with that. You gonna sign off from down there again?
If you want me to, yeah, sure.
That looks good. Yeah, 'cause we don't have much time.
Out of nowhere, he goes, "Okay, you're ready, and go." I'm like, "Oh, you want me to take it?" I had no idea. Thank you very much. It was fun.
Thanks, Frank. Good job. Thanks for all your research. I
Don't
appreciate
worry
it.
about it.
Again, for CIAC Network, we will certainly bring you the post-game festivities. And when we do go to black once again, just a reminder, we are going to black as part of our television production for CPTV Sports. This game will be rebroadcast on CPTV Sports. Check your local listings. Also, you can watch it online on the CIAC Internet Network. So all that good news for you out there. We'll have the awards ceremony upcoming in just a moment as the two teams, a well-played game between Wilton and Guilford, will huddle around their coaching staffs momentarily, and then they make their way out to midfield. And we're going to turn it over to the beautiful public address announcer to our right to pick up the award ceremonies here. That will happen momentarily.
Could I have your attention, please? Would everyone please turn your attention to the center of the field? We would like to present both teams with their awards at this time. Assisting with the awards presentation are members of the CIAC Field Hockey Committee. Dot Johnson, the CIAC Field Hockey Committee member and former head coach of Granby High School. Abby Noon, CIAC Field Hockey Committee member and North Branford Field Hockey coach. And Dawn O'Neill, the CIAC Field Hockey Tournament director. For the first runner-up medals for the Class M championship game, the medals go to the players from Guilford High School. Beginning with number 2, Marnie Jacobs. Number 3, Carolyn Napoli. Number 5, Anna Montenegro. Number 6, Clara Pinchbeck. Number 7, Alyssa Okiboy. Number 8, Natalie Bruno. Number 10, Jillian Melly. Number 12, Jenna Mascarelli. Number 13, Riley Smith. Number 16, Maddie Blank. Number 17, Grace Ireland. Number 18, Ashley Winnie. Number 19, Katie Jankura. Number 22, Anna Straight. Number 23, Charlotte Obuck. Number 24, Mackenzie Cataruza. Number 25, Sarah Duggan. Number 32, Kaylee Congdon. Number 38, Claudia Dupre. Number 39, Alyssa Rams. Number 40, Emily Schaefer. Number 91, Julia Warner. And number 92, Nicole Snow. The Class M runner-up plaque goes to Kitty Palmer of Guilford High School. championship game the medals go to the players from Wilton High School. Goalkeeper Amanda Henry. And goalkeeper Lizette Roman Johnson. Number 1, Megan Cunningham. Number 2, Kylie Cafaro. Number 3, Emily Eriks. Number 4, Maggie Mendola. Number 5, Valentina Tedesco. Number 6, Annie Lynch. Number 7, Annie Cornbrooks. Number 8, Carolyn DeAngelis. Number 9, Jill Dietrich Yee. Number 10, Kylie Zengo. Number 12, Megan Ward. Number 13, Caroline Taverna. Number 14, Julia Muirhead. Number 15, Joanne Nazareth. Number 18, Madison Hendry. And number 21, Kristen Godin. The Class M championship plaque goes to Deirdre Hines of Wilton High School. Congratulations to Wilton and to both teams for a well-played game.
So there you go, a good look at that first place trophy, the Class M Championship trophy awarded to the Wilton Warriors in a 3-0 win over the Guilford Indians here today. Of course, we still have our CPTV Sports postgame show upcoming. We'll be dipping the back and coming black and coming back with that in just a few moments. And for our internet viewers out there, if you love field hockey, we have one more championship game upcoming, the Class S Championship, upcoming in just a little bit. Petrola?
Federal.
Federal. I'm not doing good. Oh, Federal. Okay.
Federal.
Let's see. I still got this game in my mind here. Federal Halleck?
Yep.
Casey Sheehan?
Sheehan, yep. Hauser. Callister, yep.
Benuti?
Yep.
Sisters?
Two, no, cousins.
Cousins? That. Hall?
Yep.
Makata?
Moncada.
Moncada. Makowitz?
Welcome back to CPTV Sports' coverage of the Class M Championships. Wilton winning back-to-back titles in the CIAC in field hockey. Down here on the field with Madison Hendry. Madison Hendry wasn't able to play in last year's championship games on the sidelines due to injury. That doesn't matter. Today you finally got your championship and you scored a goal in the proceedings.
It was just, I'm sorry, I was just really nervous for the whole game in general because, well, I was kind of nervous that being in a championship, like, maybe I was going to get injured again. I don't know why, but just for some reason, that's like the first thing I thought this morning. And so, but I just pulled together and came out here with my team, and we played awesome, and it was good.
No disrespect, but it seemed like you weren't really nervous because you were really enforcing the tempo, and congratulations on the championship and playing that strong. What was it that you saw on your team out there that allowed you guys to win this game?
We were all hustling. We were all trying to go for the 50-50 balls. Our defense was playing awesome. I mean, that was probably like the best game I've ever seen them play. Like, they're just amazing. And our offense was like, was trying to finish and stuff, and they're moving the ball up, and we were just clicking.
Senior year will be next year, and you'll try to get that third championship in a row. Shouldn't be too hard with this group.
Yeah, we got a lot of good girls coming up. We have a lot of girls playing outside of season. I mean, we're going to miss our seniors next year, but I feel like we'll be able to get our team back together.
All kidding aside, it's always hard to get a championship, and we want to wish you good luck the rest of the way. That's going to do it for our coverage of the Class M Championship. Again, Wilton walking away the winners 3-0. For my co-host Don Boyle and the rest of the CPTV Sports crew, we say thank you as we sign off from Wethersfield. Good afternoon and good night.